That is StampAbove.com coming to you live, not live, from Menasha, Wisconsin. So you guys, I didn't think I would pull this off, but I did. I have a whole class ready ahead of time. You guys know that I am in Raleigh, North Carolina for the On Stage Stampin' Up! Conference. And I did not think I would be able to pull this together, but I had some projects that I needed to make for this trip. So I decided to turn them into a class for you guys tonight. And I'm so excited. I'm excited to be sharing some new stuff with you. I am going to be using the Everyday You and Me bundle tonight. Now, this is a brand new online exclusive, and we have a gorgeous stamp set with 17 different stamps in it. There's also, oh, I was going to grab this. Hang on. I completely forgot to grab this. I'll touch on this in just a minute. We've also got, there are 9 different dies in here. I've got some of them out that we're going to use. And then this beautiful, soft, pretty spring type paper. I just love this paper. The cool thing about this designer series paper, and it is called Everyday Happiness. It is 12 by 12. You get 12 sheets with 3 different designs, and you get 4 of each print. And I love that because that gives us a lot more of the same prints to be able to do things with. So we've got this gorgeous floral with some stripes and vines and dots on the back. We've got this beautiful like linen watercolor and then some fun prints on the back. We've got this one, which is really pretty. And again, it's got that linen feel to it. I don't know if you call that linen. It's more like fabric. Yeah, isn't this gorgeous? So these are all the papers that are in this set. And again, this is called Everyday Happiness. I have to look at it again because look at how pretty this is. So what I've got for you tonight is we are going to make a couple cards, and then we're also going to make a 3D project. This is part of my weekly card kits that I have been giving away with a qualifying order. So when your order, oh, these dates are wrong. When your order reaches $50, you are going to get a kit with all the cardstock and designer series paper, ribbon, to make the projects that I'm featuring tonight. If your order is $75 or more, now that's at the $50 level. If your order is $75 or more, you're not only going to get all of the layers to make these projects, but you're also going to get a pack of our basic rhinestones, which are, of course, beautiful. You can color these with Stampin' Blend markers and make them colors, or use them just as they are. So I just want to make sure I don't forget that. Now, these dates are wrong. The dates for this class are March 16th, when you place an order between 3/16 to 3/22. You will get this class for free. And of course, I give out PDF files with great stamping ideas in them for all my orders. When your order reaches a $50 level, you get a 10-card PDF, plus you get a global video tutorial with some fantastic projects. And then again, at that $75 level, you get the embellishments that I'm using tonight. So let's move this out of the way. I also wanted to share with you that this Everyday You and Me not only has this fantastic stamp set, but it also comes, I shouldn't say comes, it also has an option of getting this scrapbooking workshop, which is beautiful too. And we've got designer paper in here. We've got these elements. Let me see what they're called. I was going to look that up too. It doesn't really tell me here. I'm sure it says it in here someplace. But look at how fun these are. These are really thick. and they're all die cut. So you can use these with cards or scrapbook pages. These scrapbook kits come with complete instructions and layouts, which makes scrapbooking so easy. Now you're welcome to use what they have given you here for artwork, or you can do your own thing. It's completely up to you. But these are very detailed. And this is great for beginning scrapbookers and maybe somebody who's just getting back into scrapbooking, because it's all here for you. And these pages are beautiful. So along with this die cut images, you also get a page. Let me see if I can get this out of here. This is a very heavy duty die cut stickers that you can use on your cards or scrapbook pages. Absolutely beautiful, coordinates with the whole bundle of product. Then there's some two-tone cardstock in here, which is fun also for card making or scrapbooking, or even 3D items, whatever you would like to do with it. Here's some more die cut images in here. Look at these big, beautiful daisies. Let me see. I'm going to pull this out. I'll put this back together later because this is so much fun. And again, these are really big for scrapbooking, but of course you can put these elements on a card. Here is a frame that is all die cut out. So you can use this looks like, remember that one die we had that was called Top Note, I believe? This looks like the Top Note die. So you can use this middle part to put on a page. Then you can use this outside frame to put on a page also. So here's all the pretty papers. These are single-sided, these that I'm pulling out right now. And just some more pretty coordinating papers. Some of them are the same as what comes in the Designer Series paper pack, and some are a little different. Let's keep going. Look at all that you get in this. I think, let me see if I can find out. I don't remember how much this kit is. I'm going to type it in here every day. Let's see what comes up. Nope. Let me put in, how about the item code, Kelly? That's a really good idea. Let's do an item code here. Where do I find an item code? Everyday you and me. Hang on just a second. I should have done this before. Everyday you and me. I can't type, you guys. Oh, it's not bringing it up. Scrapbook. SRAPBU. This is the wonderful part about live. I am live. It's just not going to be published until Sunday night. Here it is. Good grief, that was hard. Okay, so this is $40 for this scrapbooking kit. But again, you can see how much is in here and how much. Oh, look at, there's my item code that I was looking for. All the things that they give you in here is just so fun. Okay, let me see if I got through all of it here. Let me put this all back together so I don't wrinkle anything. Did we get through all the paper? We did. We got through everything. So I just wanted to let you know that this is a coordinating packet of product that goes with the stamp set and the paper that I'm using tonight for my projects. Oops. And you get photo sheets. So you can, these are placeholders, and you can then put a photo over them by cutting them just a little bit smaller than 3x4 and 4x6. So they've really thought of everything in the scrap kit. Okay, back to our project. So the first card that I am going to bring in here for you was created for a swap. So I joined three, what do they call them? Three predetermined swaps. There's general swapping at these events where you can just go to the event and swap with anybody. And then there's swaps that you sign up for. I'll think of the word. You guys are probably yelling it at me right now, but I'll think of it. So I've got a basic white medium envelope. Then I'm going to use one of the coordinating colors, which, by the way, the coordinating colors for all of these beautiful papers are on the back. It's Gray Granite, Lost Lagoon, Mossy Meadow, Pecan Pie, Pretty Peacock, Very Vanilla, and Wild Wheat. So pretty. We're going to start with a card base that is Pretty Peacock. It's 5.5 by 8.5. and I've scored that here at 4.25. Now, if you would like to get this free card kit and you place your qualifying order over $50 between today, which is March 16th through March 22nd, next Saturday, you're going to use this host code with your order, okay? And you can find this in the right-hand column on my blog, or at the bottom of every single blog post is my current host code. Only use that code if your order is under $150. If your order is over $150, you're going to get rewards from Stampin' Up. I definitely want you to have those. But pop me an email at Kelly, Kelly, at AStampAbove.com and say, Kelly, I placed an order. I would like your weekly card kit, and I will be happy to include you on that list. Now, we have a basic white inside, 4 by 5.25, and then I just took a piece of the everyday, hang on, I gotta look at it again. I was gonna say Everyday Moments, Everyday Happiness, that is a 1/2 inch by 5. And we're gonna add that right to the inside. Depending on what kind of card you want to make, you could put a sentiment on the inside here. You could stamp some of the pretty little flowers. I'm gonna leave mine blank so that I can add a sentiment later. And let's get that on there. Oh my gosh, already pretty. I love this paper. I love the soft colors of it. I'm automatically drawn to it because of the colors and the patterns. And of course, I ordered 2 packs because I always do that with paper that I really like. Next thing we're going to do is we are going to use this side of this pretty paper. And this piece is 4 by 5.25. And I'm going to add that right to the front of my card. Now, this swap that I'm in is for sympathy cards, and I'm always looking for good ideas for sympathy cards. So I was really happy to join the swap. And let's do this. And this is a great way to use up designer series paper pieces that you might have. So what I have here is Pretty Peacock. This is 3.5 by 4.25. And then I've got 3 pieces of this designer series paper, and these are all 1 by 4. This is a great layout card. You could do a lot of different things with this layout, but I am going to match up my paper just like I cut it, like you're putting a puzzle together. And I know that I've got this in the right order, so I am going to get the same margin on the top, the bottom, and the left-hand side. This is my piece for the middle. I'll just move that out of the way. I'm going to do the same thing with this 1 by 4 inch strip and get the same margin on the top, the bottom, and the right. And I know that this is going to fit, so just use these measurements because yours will fit perfectly also. This is going to fit right in the middle like that. And we kind of have that puzzle thing going there, which I think is a nice touch. And here we go. Okay, great layout, right? Now, one thing when I was kind of making this card, I thought, you know, I'm going to put this like this, but you could also take this and put it just like this and have a really neat card too. So your choice, like this or like this, completely up to you. I'm going to grab this ribbon. This is 1/4 inch ribbon. It's brand new ribbon with our online exclusives. It's actually part of the textured notes suite, but can be ordered individually. And I really like it because it's nice and light and easy to work with. And it's got a weave in it that I think is attractive. I'm just going to cut a piece off here. Now, when you get your kit, you're going to have 1 piece. And you're going to do what I'm doing here to make it fit. So you're going to cut it so there's just a little bit left over on each side, tape it in place, and then the remainder of the piece that you have left in your kit, you're going to tie in a knot. And I'll even go a little bit further in your kit. I am going to leave this designer series paper piece right here as 1 piece. So you're going to get 1 piece that's going to be 4 inches by 3 inches, and you're going to cut it into 1-inch strips. That's going to be easier for you to keep track of lining up this print again like a puzzle. So usually I cut those things for you, but I think in this case I'm going to leave it as one piece. And that way too, if you want to do something different with it when you get your kit, you can certainly do that. Make sure you tie the ribbon on here before we add this to the front of our card. And again, it can go horizontal or vertically. Either way is going to look really nice. I should have done mine vertically because my sample is horizontal, or I should have done it the other way because this is exactly like my sample. Now, I've got a scrap of the Designer Series paper here, and I'm actually going to stamp my sentiment right on here. I'm going to use black ink for that. Now, for my sentiment, the sentiments that come in the Everyday You and Me are pretty big, and I really like that for certain things, but I needed a sympathy card, and you can see, whoops, did you see what I just did? There's a whole bunch of joy in this particular stamp set, not so much sympathy. Let me wipe that off. Hang on. Let's see if I can get a baby wipe out of here. There we go. I'll bring the whole pack with me. Get that wiped off. No harm, no foul. Be careful. So I'm going to take the mixed labels and the mixed label dies, which I am having a hard time. Oh, here, nope, those aren't them. I just had them sitting out here a couple minutes ago. Hang on. Oh, here they are. They're covered up by this handy little template that I made for these. So I'm going to use this particular label with the sympathy stamp from the mixed labels bundle. So let me grab that. Here it is right here. And I'm going to stamp that right on this Designer Series paper. And I'm a big user of stamping right on Designer Series paper as long as that pattern is really mellow. I know every time I do it, you guys are always saying, oh, I forget to do that. Well, here's another perfect example. I'm going to take this particular label die and I am going to die cut this right in the middle of that. Then we're going to stamp some of our images from the Everyday You and Me stamp set. So let me bring my stamps in here. I've got Gray Granite, Lost Lagoon, and Wild Wheat, coordinating colors with this particular bundle. Or I should say Designer Series paper. So let's see. I'm going to use the little flower and this leaf image, and that should work perfect. So we're going to stamp our leaf with Gray Granite, and I wanted this card to be kind of mellow. So I took and stamped off before I stamped my image on a scrap of basic white. And then I did the same thing. Whoops, I did the same thing with the Wild Wheat. This is Lost Lagoon. I'm going to stamp a couple flowers of Lost Lagoon. Those are full strength. And then I need a little bit more scrap here. The scraps will be included in your free card kit also, because I know everybody doesn't have all the colors, right? And then we're going to do Wild Wheat. Wild Wheat is the other one that I stamped off one time before I stamped it on my cardstock. These are pretty little flowers. I really like them, and I just have a million ideas running through my head with these flowers. So there's a die that cuts the flower out. Again, I would secure it with some temporary tape or a Post-it note, whatever works for you. We're going to die cut all of these and this label. And I have these all done. Okay, and I think I'm just going to clean these stamps off right away because we're going to be using them on the other projects for tonight too. Oh, you know what? We need an envelope. So I think what I'm going to do with my envelope here, I'm going to grab a piece of scrap paper. And I want to do the flap of my envelope. So I'm just going to fold this scrap paper up. Let me move these out of the way. I almost forgot about my envelope. We don't want to do that because we should not be sending naked envelopes when we have all of these products that we can be using to make things very pretty, right? That's the way I always look at it. Okay, let's get that Lost Lagoon out. I'm going to use the big flower. And I'm going to stamp a few of these around. I like to twist and turn it so all my flowers aren't going the same way. And then I'll bring in the wild wheat and maybe go with, let's go with a medium-sized flower. There's 4 different flowers in here. Well, actually 5. These 2 with the stem too. And we'll just stamp some of these in here. And maybe one more right there. And then I'll grab my gray granite. And I think I'll use the little leaf because I don't want to stamp over my flowers. So I'll do my little leaf in here, and I'm just going to go around and stamp some of these. There's actually 2 single leaves in this set, and we'll just do both of them. And I've basically just done a little collage here. Ready for the reveal? Look how pretty that is, right? I love this. I love decorating those envelope flaps. Okay, let's get these cleaned off. I love my chamois. Super easy. Squish it down in there, twist it around a little bit. You have clean stamps. And I just rinsed it out so it's nice and clean for us. Now I'll use this again for other envelopes, so you can definitely get some mileage out of that. Okay, now let's bring these back in here. I'm going to add my sentiment with some dimensionals. And I did have a whole bunch of scraps here. So let me see if I can find one. Here we go. This is going to be perfect. Now, I want the sentiment to go right over my ribbon. So I don't want dimensionals in the middle of my label layer. So instead, I'm going to use these strips from the edge of my dimensionals and put one up there. Whoops. And one down here, and now that's going to straddle my ribbon so that my label won't flop around, move around. I don't like that when they do that. So let me just make sure I have this on here straight. And that looks, whoops, that looks good. Okay. And then we'll take our flowers, and I'm going to take my leaf and glue that. And then we're going to add dimensionals to our flowers. So I'm going to do this like this. Make sure my camera is still running. It is. Had some issues lately, so I just want to be sure. And then because I've made this card, how many times now, I know that I'm going to put a flower right here and a flower right here. So I'm just going to butt my dimensional up against my label. Normally we put those on the back of our die cuts, but this time I'm just going to do that. Here comes my wild wheat. I couldn't think of the word. And then I'm going to tip this one the other way. I have it overlapping my label a little bit. And then I'll bring this one up here and just pop it right in here. Good grief. Isn't that pretty? Last but not least, let's give it a little bling. And again, rhinestones are great to color with your Stampin' Blend markers. You can make them different colors, but I'm going to leave this silver because it really does pop. I love the pop of the silver on here with that glimmer. And maybe I'll put one right down here. We've got large, medium, and small here. And again, you can use any sentiment here that you want, but how pretty is this? Wow, right? I love this. I love this paper. I love all of it. Like, I had such a good time with this. Okay, next project. This I'm really excited to share with you, and that's how this video, first of all, this is a swap, so I had this set aside so I could make a video in the future with it. Did I tell you the size of this? 3.5 by 4.25? I think I did. I just want to make sure. So the next thing that we're going to make came out of necessity, and it is a 3D item. So let me bring that in. We are going to be making a box. Let me get everything loaded here. With our box, we're going to use this largest label from the Greetings of the Season. This is a fantastic set of labels. There are 9 different labels in here of various sizes and shapes. I really like this bundle a lot. It does have a stamp set with it too. And again, it's the Greetings of the Season. It was in our holiday mini. So I've already done a white label here using this particular die. And then I am going to bring in my box layers. Now, one thing I wanted to do, hang on. I'm going to get out the item so I can show you how this project came about. So, as I'm getting ready to go to the OnStage conference, I got a gift for my team members, and I decided that this power bank would be a great gift to attend an event, right? Because we take a million pictures at these events. We're taking pictures of cards and scrapbook pages, and it just goes on, and it's crazy. So I found this charger, and I chose this kind of petal pink color. And then I had a friend of the family make a personalized label for me. And this is a vinyl label, and it says OnStage Raleigh 2025. A AStampAbove creative crew with my little crown. This is my whole branding here, they call it. And I thought this would be a great way to commemorate the OnStage event for my team members that are attending. So everybody that's attending is going to get one of these as a gift. Now, how am I going to package this? Because we're all about the details, right? As stampers, we're all about making things pretty. And while this is fine, I could have just put a tag on it and called it a day. That doesn't tend to be my style. So I spent the day making all of these little boxes to put these in. So we are going to start out with, hang on, where did my, oh boy, I have to find my dimensions. Here they are. I thought I put them on my envelope, but I didn't. So let me grab my dimensions here so I can tell you how to do this. Now, I actually made this a custom box, and the box fits this. But what I did is I took some crummy cardstock and I wrapped it around my box. So this is what I first came up with. I'll tell you my whole process here. So I measured the edge and I scored the first line. And then I put my box in here and then I kind of pushed it over the edge and then took it out and scored it and did the same thing and the same thing and the same thing. So this is what I was going to come up with, was a box that would open like this. Well, then I decided that that was kind of flimsy and I didn't really care for it, but I'm going to keep all of this because I can use this for something else, right? So then I came up with a box bottom and a box top based off of this template that I made. It was very easy to do from that point forward. So this box will be great for any type of item that will fit in it. I just happened to make it for this particular gift. So what I did was I took 2 pieces of Lost Lagoon, and these are both 5 by 8.25. I scored both of them at 1 inch. I kept this really simple. 1 inch on all 4 sides. And you're going to do that to both pieces. We've got a box bottom and a box top, but I wanted to keep it simple, so I kept them both the exact same size. And I've already made it, tested it out. It worked good. There were a few adjustments that I had to make and change my dimensions a little bit, as is always the case when you are custom designing things like that, right? So we've got super simple. I already scored this one. So now we're going to cut our tabs, and I'm cutting my tabs from each side, and then I'm taking a little piece of pie off the end tab piece. So just like this, just like this. I think you guys have all seen me do this, unless we have somebody new here. Welcome if there's anybody new. And this is how I always do my tabs. That little piece of pie will help your tabs fold in and lay nicer than if you did not do that. So I'm just cutting up to that score line that goes horizontally across here, and then cutting out my pie. And I try to cut my pie all the way to the end, but you can see on those last two I didn't do very good. But that's okay too. This is not rocket science. It will just be able to lay better. I think I did better on this one. Yeah, that one goes all the way up there. Okay. So then you could stamp all over this if you choose to, but again, I wanted to use that beautiful designer series paper that we're working with tonight. So I'm going to be cutting layers to decorate my box. You could stamp your box and then do something, whatever. You guys know how to make things look pretty. So we're going to get all of these edges burnished. I really wanted to get these done and mail them out ahead of time to my on-stage attendees, but that didn't happen. I had a little problem with the power banks not getting here on the day they were supposed to, and then that delayed things, and oh goodness, I was kind of in a tizzy. Well, then I thought, well, I'm going to have to just take them with me. I'll throw them in my suitcase. Then it dawned on me, you guys, these are lithium battery chargers. You cannot put them in the luggage that gets stored in the cargo on a plane. I could have gotten in big trouble for that. So I'm glad that I really that popped in my head like, holy cow, I can't do that. So now I'll be carrying them in my carry-on, and they are heavy. So it's like, oh my goodness. You guys will know that me trudging through the airport with all my power banks, I hope I don't get stopped in security going, what on earth are you doing, lady? Right? I hope they don't think I'm a terrorist. I don't know if I can say that word on YouTube and not get flagged for it, so we'll keep it on the down low, okay? You know what it means, right? Terrorist. Yeah, we'll say it like that. So now what I'm doing is I'm adding tear and tape to the edge by the fold of each tab. And that's, whoops, this one's a little long. That's the only place you really need to add the tear and tape. And I would definitely recommend using something stronger than glue, because these are boxes and we definitely do not want them to fall apart, right? Okay, now either one is the top or the bottom. I'm going to take this one and I'm going to start decorating. So I have a piece of Pretty Peacock. And this is 2 7/8 by 6 1/8. Weird measurement, but again, this is made for the size of my box. And you're certainly welcome to make this and use it for something besides a power bank. This is the designer series paper and Everyday Happiness. I keep forgetting what it's called. This is 2 3/4 by 6. So we're gonna add that. Oh, you know what? I really want, I was gonna ask you guys which side I should use. On my sample box, which I cannot locate right at the moment. Oh, here it is. I used this side. So on this box, I'm gonna use this one. So I'm gonna put the glue on this side. Does that hurt? Like sometimes it's really hard to cover up those super pretty patterns, right? But I'll let you decide which one you like better. So here we go. We're going to just glue this on here. And again, this was 2 3/4 by 6. And this is just going to leave us a nice margin around the outside. I see I cut this a little long, but once we get this box together, you're never going to notice. Now we're going to take this and put it right in the center of our box. This is going to be the top now. Okay, then I took some of the coordinating designer series paper. I've got 2 pieces that are 7/8 by 6 1/8 and 2 pieces that are 7/8 by 2 7/8. And we're going to glue these on all the sides. And they're going to go right here. Oops, I got to pull that down a little bit. There we go. So I was really impressed with myself today. I got all my stuff packed, except for this stuff right here that I'm going to be taking with me, early enough that I could go get some ice cream at our local drive-in and take it over and see Haley and Jared and my babies before I left town. And they were, of course, thrilled because Granny showed up with ice cream. Hello. I know how to bribe kids. And we got to visit for a little while and get some big, big hugs, play a little hockey with Dawson. And he had his hockey helmet on the whole time I was there, and his hockey gloves and his skaters, which are socks without the grippies on the bottom, so that he can skate around on the hardwood floors and play his hockey. The kid is obsessed, and it's just hysterical. So funny. Okay, so here's our decorated box. Now let's get this put together. And I'm just going to peel these off. Your Take Your Pick tool works fabulous. I was watching somebody else's video and they said to just put it right in the middle. Don't try to pick at the ends of the tear and tape backing. If you put your Take Your Pick tool right in the middle, it actually takes that backing off easier. So now I'm just going to square up these edges, just like that. And just like this. Super easy. Just take your time. You don't get a second chance with tear and tape. You know that. Now we're going to do a little bit more decorating on here. So what's going to happen here is we're going to grab this label and I'm going to pull this back in here. I decided the sentiment that would be really nice for these gifts is love every moment, because I'm hoping, and I know they will, that my team members are going to love every moment of this on-stage event. Stampin' Up! Is going to be sharing new products with us. There's going to be lots of demonstrations. So we're going to learn how to use new products, learn how to use stamp sets, techniques, all kinds of really fun ideas that we can come back and share with you all. Oh, I love Stampin' Up! Events. They're just the best. Okay, so here's what I've got. Love every moment. And then I'm done with this. I'm going to bring in that Lost Lagoon, the Wild Wheat, and the Gray Granite. So here's our Lost Lagoon. I'm going to take this big flower in my Lost Lagoon, and I'm going to stamp one right over here, and then right over here. Let me get my hair out of here. Hang on. Ooh, that was a long one. Then I'll grab one of my medium type flowers, and we'll do that in the Wild Wheat. This Wild Wheat lightens up as it dries too, because I thought, wow, that's really dark, but it does lighten up as it dries, which I really like. And then let's see, we have a little scrap here. We are going to stamp our leaves, image, and that's full strength in the Gray Granite, and that lightens up too, so just know that. I think we're done with these. And we're going to die cut this. Get get my little leaf die out here. We're going to die cut both of these leaves. And I've already done that to save us a little bit of time here. So I'm going to put some mini dimensionals on the back of these. I made a whole bunch of these today, so I have my jam down. I like know what I'm doing. Now I'm going to screw something up, and you're going to be like, oh yeah, right, color. I feel like I know what I'm doing. Here we go. We get dimensionals. Now before we put those on, I almost forgot one thing. Hang on. Dangerous to take those backs off before you're ready to use them, right? There's some little dots in here. This stamp set has 3 different sets of dots. And I have got, let's see, are they the biggest? Nope, they're the medium-sized dots. So this little set of dots. And we're going to stamp those on our label. I'm looking for my sample. There it is, with that pretty peacock. And this just adds kind of a really cool element to fill in these white spaces. And again, I'm moving them back and forth. There we go. Notice that I got ink all over that. Be careful that you don't rock your stamp if you do that, because then it'll mess up the whole thing, right? You don't want to do that. Okay, I'll get that cleaned off. I'm going to clean this off. I don't think I used that one again, but I know I used these flowers again. That cleaned off and this cleaned off. Okay, then we're ready for our 3rd card when it's time. All right, here comes our leaves. I'm going to pop that right in here. And I'm going to bring this one down in here. I'm going to keep this, I'm going to cover up my dots. So that was silly, right? Keep that close right there. Look at how pretty that is. Then we are going to put this onto our box. And I'm just going to keep using up these scraps here. Oh, look, I have a full dimensional right there. I'm going to put this up on dimensionals. Now, you could tie a piece of ribbon in the end of this label. If you would like, now would be a good time to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to wrap my entire box with ribbon. All right, here comes this. I'm going to put this right here. I'm trying to get it centered on there. Okay, now we're going to put our box together. And again, take your pick tool right in the middle of your tear and tape. Make sure you've pushed it down good. See how that one kind of pulled up? Make sure it's pushed down good so that you only get the backing off. But how simple is that? I used to struggle trying to get those ends. So there's your major tip of the day. And now we're going to, again, square up these corners like that. Now, along with the free class, you will get a PDF for all the projects that I'm making tonight that have all the dimensions in them, all the things. See how that fits in there perfectly? I know. The other thing that I'm going to put in with this is one of my little name tag labels. So I had these made a few years ago. And if you've ever seen any pictures from a Stamp It Up event, we get our name tag. It's on a lanyard. And then we get all of these ribbons based on things. This was from Center Stage. I got an award that year for team building, sales, leadership. I earned the incentive trip. Only 1% of the demonstrator base does that. I'm required to say that. My title was Platinum. I was a top performer country in overall leadership, team building, and sales. Wow. So I had these made up so that my team members will be able to place, you peel this off and they'll be able to have a ribbon for our team. And a lot of people know who AStampAbove is, so that's really fun for them too. So everybody's going to get a team ribbon. Here is our box. Let me get this in here, get this closed up. Hang on, I just want to make sure everything fits. This is a tight box because, like I said, ooh, let me pull this out of here. This is getting in my way for a second. Because the lid, whoops, the lid and the base are the same size. Come on, this worked before. It's getting stuck. There we go. Okay, whoops. Oh, I hope I didn't do something wrong. It's gonna make me really sad. There we go. It was stuck. Okay, sorry. Oh my gosh, that was really hard. I might adjust these dimensions just a tiny bit to make this bottom just a little bit smaller. I think that's a good idea. If you want to do that on the dimensions that you may have written down, I would take the 5 by 8, the 5 by 8 1/4, and I would maybe make it 4 7/8, or right in between 4 7/8 and 5. Let me write this down for you because I don't want this to be confusing. My boxes fit together, so I'm not really sure if I cut it a little bit wrong, but this was 5 by 8 1/4. You could do 4 7/8 by 5 and I would say actually 3/16 instead of 1/4, and then 15/16. And let me show you where that is. So we've got our 1/8, 1/4, 3/8, blah, blah, blah. Here's the 7/8 mark between the 3/4 and the next inch. One little measurement is the 15/16, and the 3/16 is between the 1/8 and the 1/4. Hope that helps. But I might make that bottom just a tiny bit smaller. I'm going to put this with my dimensions here so that I can adjust that in the PDF. But here's our box now. I have this fantastic ribbon, and this is the woven ribbon. It is a 1/2 inch wide. I could have tied it through here, but I want to tie it around my entire box. So I am going to just take enough of this. I'm going to take this roll of ribbon with me so that I can... Oh, I have to show you how I'm traveling with these boxes. Like, how much room do you have, Kelly? Right? They're going in my suitcase. I'm not carrying those in a carry-on. Here we go. I'm trying to keep that knot that I created nice and tight. Oh, that turned out fantastic. Okay, we're gonna adjust that. I'm gonna have to take this off now to put my gift in there. I have this so it goes right over that little hole in my label. This is how I wanted to do it. So I'm gonna cut this off, cut this off. These are my ribbon scissors, so they're nice and sharp. I don't cut paper with these, you guys remember. Sometimes I do because I forget which ones I'm using. And then, but wait, there's more. Then we're going to embellish with some rhinestones, because who doesn't want a little bling? What do you guys think? Is that not so pretty? Yeah. Okay, let me show you my pile that I have here. How am I going to travel with these? Well, these are some of them. So I have created all of these, and whoops, there's a rhinestone. I will travel with these flat, okay? And I have this little thing that was left over from my birthday bash. So I'll take a couple of these and put all of these boxes, they're all made up, all ready to roll. And I will put them inside this sleeve. Let me see if I can get a hold of it. I'll stack them up nicely. Put them inside this sleeve to protect them and throw this in my suitcase. I'm also taking along this ribbon because I have to put all the chargers in the box with the little ribbon tags. And I took each one of these. I've already got the tear and tape on it. I can travel flat with them. And once I get there, I will be able to put all these boxes together and deliver them to my happy team members. And I know they're going to love the box as much as they're probably going to enjoy a charger, because when their phone goes dead on stage from taking 5 million pictures, they're going to be like, oh no, but I'm going to be, no, here, take this. Yeah, so they're not going to be left without their phone. All right, so that was that project. Now I've got one more project for you tonight because I was on a roll. And I really wanted to share with you how nice and versatile this particular stamp set bundle is, because I like to get the most out of things when I am investing my money in them. I've got a basic white medium envelope. We're going to use boho blue. This is 5.5 by 8.5. And we're going to burnish that edge. It's scored at 4.25. Standing up to make sure my camera's still running. You know I'm a little gun shy there. I'm also using the Baker's Twine Essential Pack with a layer of black. So I'm going to use that black Baker's Twine. And then I have boho blue. And this time I've got smoky slate here for my colors. So we are going to stamp the 4 by 5.25 inch white piece that goes on the inside. This is 3 3/4 by 5 for the front. So we're going to stamp both of these and our envelope. Let's grab that boho blue. This is one of the retiring in colors, you guys. Let's see. Oh, mine are all out of order here. We have the Copper Clay, Moody Mauve, Pebbled Path, boho blue, and there's one more color. Did I say Copper Clay? I did. Wild Wheat. Wild Wheat is also a retiring color. Stampin' Up! Will be announcing that retirement soon, so make sure you stock up on cardstock, ink refills, anything else, embellishments that you may want to make sure you don't run out of. So again, we've got the boho blue, and this is my front layer. I almost messed that up. This is my inside layer. We're going to stamp that flower right here. And then I'm going to grab those little individual leaves. And we're going to use smoky slate. A little different, right? And I'm going to stamp. I got to get my head in here. Pardon my head. Oops, I'm going to do it this way. Smoky slate. Here is my inside decoration. Then we'll do our envelope next. On our envelope, I'm going to stamp some flowers on the front this time. And I think I'm going to do one right here, kind of off the edge a little bit. And then I'm going to put another one right here. And one more right there. And then we'll do just a few little leaves. We have to leave room for our address, right? Don't make the post office mad. We need to have lots of room there so we can say who this is to. And one more right there. Okay, so this is my envelope. Pretty flowers. Now this is going to be my front. So the first thing I'm going to do for my front is I'm going to grab that happy stamp. This is one of those big sentiments in the everyday you and me. And I'm going to grab my black. This is Memento ink put into a blank ink pad. By the way, for anybody who may be new tonight, going, where did that come from? Whoops. This says Helenini. But if you turn it over, it says happy. I almost did that like 3 times today. Stamp it the wrong way. So, love that font. It makes me happy. Then we're going to take this giant flower again. Whoops, not in the black. We're going to bring that boho blue back in here. And I'm going to stamp a flower down here. And again, I like to move my flower around so it doesn't look real uniform. We'll do one right here. And one right up here. What's happening here? We're going to have lots of fun with this. Then I'm I'm going to do my leaves. And again, in the smoky slate, I thought that was a little different than green. I didn't want to add green to this. I wanted to kind of keep that blue the only color and then have the muted gray in here. So that's kind of where I'm going with this. And one more right down here. Oh my gosh, I love that. So I love this. It's simple, it's clean, it's super easy, but we're going to add some of these dots, and we're going to do that with the black because I thought they would be really fun in here. Let me close this up. I also thought about doing them with the gray. That would be okay too. We're going to do dots to fill in. We usually do some like splatter stuff, but as long as these dots are in here, I thought they were pretty cool. And again, I'm moving them back and forth and all around so they don't look really uniform. And I'm just filling in the blank areas. I don't want to get too carried away here. Okay. How about one more, like maybe right there, kind of going off the edge. How about one more? A little bit right there. I think that's it. I think we're done with that. All right, we are going to attach this to a basic black layer. So this is 3 3/4 by 5. So this is 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. Did you see that fast math right in my head? Yeah. Okay. Nice little pop of black here. Then we're going to grab that baker's twine from the Essential Pack. I love that the Essential Pack has 5 different colors in it. I know I say that every time, but it just always amazes me that we have 5 different colors. So I'm going to leave this about down to here so I can tie a nice bow. I'm going to wrap this around the left side of my card 3 times and bring it right back up here and tie a nice bow. Well, maybe. We'll see. Kelly, can you make it happen? I think I can. So Steve has to get up and take me to the airport in the morning. I fly out. My plane leaves at 5:29. And he's getting sick. So I hope I don't get sick. So keep his cooties to himself. I feel really bad for him, though, because there's been so much stuff going around. Everybody's been sick. Look at how cool that is, right? Now we're going to bring it in and put it on a boho background. What? So pretty. Here, I left more border around the outside so we could really see that boho blue. That's why I made the white layer 3 3/4 by 5 instead of, a little bigger. So I'm just gonna give this a little time to set up with that glue on the other side underneath of this baker's twine because I got kind of a lot going on there. Oh, how pretty is that? Let's get the inside in here. Then I have some more color combos, some more color variations to share with you. Because you know how I love to do that. I was trying out all kinds of things. I wish I had time to make more color combinations. See what's happening here with my... I need to make sure that gets glued down good. I don't want that doing that when it's ready to go to somebody. Okay, now I think I have it pushed down good. There's a lot of bulk under these 3. Not terrible. It's only baker's twine. But still, I want to make sure that stays down there. Last but not least, again, we could color these rhinestones. I'm looking for here's my newer pack. I'm out of big ones in this one. That's a really old pack, as a matter of fact. I'm going to take these bigger rhinestones and I'm going to set them in the middle of each of these 3 flowers. And one more. And then I'm going to take some of these little ones. They're the same little ones. I'm just using up this pack. And pop some of these all over the place. Because why wouldn't we? Right? They're just so pretty. Let's see, where else? How about right there? Look at all that bling. What do you guys think of that? Isn't that pretty? And again, so simple. There's just not much to this card, but it is definitely going to make somebody happy. I'm pretty firm in that belief. Okay, let me show you the other colors that I made here. Let me clean up my mess just a little bit. Here, I had to do lemon lolly. One of my favorite color combinations, if you can call it that, is black and yellow. So I had to do some lemon lolly here. And how pretty is that, right? And the inside again, same thing. And then I had to do some pumpkin pie because I love pumpkin pie with orange also. And here's my envelope. I just stamped one flower on there on this one. Did I do one of these with my other card? I did the flap, right? Yeah. So anyways, you could do this in so many colors. Now, you could stamp happy birthday in here. You could just leave happy on the front, and you can make it for any type of a happy occasion. I was thinking about my Andy is getting ready to graduate from high school in May. And I thought she's going to get some awards from the National Honor Society and all kinds of things like that. So these will be great cards where I can just say happy. And then, you know, write in the inside like, wow, you really rocked it. I'm so happy for you. So lots of good reasons to send out a happy card. And really, you don't need a reason to send out a happy card. So here's our fabulous little card with all kinds of different colors. I can see lots and lots of ideas springing into my head. And then where did our little box go? Here's our little box that's going to hold all those goodies for my team members. Super cute, right? And then our card, here it is over here. So here comes that sympathy card that I made for a swap. Gosh, I love all of these. You guys have to tell me what is your favorite. Leave a comment under the video. Please make sure you give me a thumbs up, click on that like button, and share this video. I really appreciate it when you do that. That's like one of my biggest things. What was the other thing? Oh, I have mail. I have to share this card with you first. This is from my team member, Lori. Look at how pretty this is. This is a belly band. Oh, that's that Remarkable Moments. Is that what it's called? I use this. Where's my cards that I use this on? Do I have them yet? Let me see. I think I do. Yep, I do. I'm going to share them with you. Remember this? Here's that one. What? Yeah, very cool. And then, let's see. This is another one made with Remarkable Moments. This was a fun fold. You'll find this on my blog. There's a video tutorial. And then this one, oh my goodness, look at that. So again, this is Remarkable Moments. So let's get back to what we're talking about here. This is from Lori Watts. She's on my team. She sent me this beautiful thank you card. It uses this amazing paper that is called Everyday Happiness with the Everyday You and Me. And look at this card. What? Yay, look how pretty that is. Yeah, I'm just so drawn to this. And again, little belly band here. Gorgeous. Okay, Lori, thank you so much for the beautiful card. Next up, I have some mail. Now, this came for Dawson, and Dawson absolutely loved this one. So thank you so much, Chris and Diane. Look at, this is the dinosaurs. Look at how cute this is. Ah. Yeah, we've made this card before too. I should make another one of these. Look how fun this is. Darling dinos. He thought this was the coolest thing. And of course, he's crazy for dinosaurs right now, you guys. So Chris and Diane, thank you so much. He loved this. Next mail that I received, this one is from Belinda Kelly. She is also on my team, and she sent me this beautiful thank you card for winning a prize at our last team meeting. Thank you so much. I love that this is a smaller card. It's very unique. It's got some velvet ribbon on it. Very, very pretty. And my last piece of mail comes to me from, are you ready? Julie Hillsman, also on my team. Julie, does anything look familiar? I used Julie's layout to make this card for my swap. Yeah, fun, right? Very, very pretty. So yes, Julie got some happy mail and she was sending me a thank you card, but this is the power of swapping. Like I thought, oh, this is cool. And now I have the measurements for everything. And how cool is that, right? Same card, different products. So thank you so much for your inspiration, Julie. I have to make another one of these. Now you've got me going, Chris and Diane, because this is really fun. Beautiful, beautiful mail shared tonight. All right, you guys. So please let me know if you have any questions. Again, here's my host code. Please use that. If you place an order with me, you know that I always appreciate your orders. It's what keeps these free videos coming. And if you have any questions about this, don't hesitate to let me know. I will be back in town Monday night, and I'm trying to figure out a schedule for next weekend, which would be the 23rd, which is when I'm usually live. I'll keep you posted on that. We are going on spring break on Sunday morning. We're leaving. So I will either try to do a real live on Friday or Saturday, or I'll do another recorded live so that you don't have any stamping withdrawals or Kelly withdrawals, right? Thank you guys so much. Please make sure you leave a comment. Let me know which of these cards that we made tonight is your favorite. Inquiring minds want to know, you guys. I hope you have a fantastic week. I can't wait to share all the goodness that I am going to bring home from Raleigh, North Carolina. And I'm most excited to see old friends and meet new friends. A lot of my team members I've never met that are going to be there in person. So I'm really excited about that. You guys have a great week. And thank you so much for taking time out of your night to spend with me. Bye-bye.